What's your takeaway from that?
Well, I thought it was weak sauce.
Megyn Kelly yesterday went on Glenn Beck's radio show, and Glenn asked her about Trump's answer related to whether men can become women.
What was your takeaway? Because he never really answered it, but he did shake his head no towards the beginning.
Can a man become a woman?
In my opinion, you have a man, you have a woman. I think part of it is birth. Can the man give birth? No. Although they'll come up with some.
What's your takeaway from that?
Well, I thought it was weak sauce. I really wish he did better on that. I like Ron DeSantis' answer, I'm going to be honest, which is no.
Right.
No.
Right.
No, obviously no. And it's not determined based on who can give birth. It's determined by God, and it's pretty obvious just as soon as you come out of the womb. That's the way it's always been. That's the way it continues to be, notwithstanding this weird agenda by some activists in this crazy trans agenda-pushing cult. So Trump clearly knows that. I don't know if he's trying to appease some group of trans voters that he thinks is going to make the difference with him. Even when I had Don Jr. on my show, he was kind of dancing around this issue. I think that they think they're somehow going to do better with Democrats if they don't hit this straight on, even though, 98% of the Republican Party is united on this issue. It is not a winner for any Republican to hedge on this. Just ask Asa Hutchinson.
Maybe Megyn is right. Maybe what Trump is kind of trying to do is he's saying, I've got the primary wrapped up, which, by the way, he does not, and the first votes are not cast in Iowa until January. But maybe in his mind, he's like, so I'll start the pandering now. Donald Trump, if he was sitting right in front of me, I would say it. I would say, Don, Mr. President, you know the difference between a man and a woman, and you know that a man cannot become a woman. But maybe in his mind, he's playing sort of a cynical game. He's saying, I've already wrapped this thing up, so let me start the pandering process, right? So I have to move now to the center, which, by the way, all candidates on both sides do this. You run a certain way in a primary because you're trying to get as many of your people going, and then you need that crossover group. But in this case, this trans thing is so out of control that if Trump's calculation here is somehow, I will not cleanly and clearly state whether a man can become a woman or not, so that maybe I can get some Democrats to vote for me. It's like, do you want to support that? You have to think about that. But Megyn and Glenn, who, by the way, I can't swear that Megyn voted for Trump. Do we know that for sure? She certainly has been very friendly to Trump's ideas in the last couple of years. Glenn absolutely voted for Trump last time. I voted for Trump last time. But Megyn and Glenn are talking about this, and it's good because we need the full pundit class to at least assess things as honestly as possible.